Brian here with your daily brief of the top 5 breaking news stories of the day, with honest, common sense commentary. Today I'm going to cover Trump's border security improvements, the recent FEMA funding controversy, Trump's sovereign wealth fund proposal, Trump's rising approval ratings, and what's happening with executive orders on immigration. So let's get stuck in. 1. Trump's border security improvements. First off, let's talk about something that really matters: keeping America safe. President Trump has been working hard on securing our borders, and it looks like his efforts are paying off big time. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks announced on Friday morning that the number of apprehensions at the northern, southern, and coastal borders was down more than 90% this February compared to the exact period last year. How crazy is that? Now, I know some folks might say these numbers aren't entirely accurate or that they don't tell the whole story. But here's what we do know. CBS News reported an increase in Trump's approval rating due to his handling of immigration issues. And if you ask me, seeing 90% fewer illegal crossings is definitely popular and something to celebrate. But here's the question. Why do you think mainstream media isn't shouting this success from the rooftops? Could it be because they're too busy trying to spin everything negatively? Second, FEMA funding controversy. Next up is something that really gets under people's skin: government spending, especially when it involves immigration issues. Elon Musk recently sounded the alarm over FEMA spending $59 million on luxury hotels for migrants in New York City. This has sparked quite a debate online about whether this money could be better spent elsewhere. Musk claims this expense violated federal law and directly contradicts President Trump's executive orders. Now, I'm no expert in government finance, and neither are most Americans, but doesn't it seem odd that disaster relief funds are being used for luxury hotels instead of actual disasters? Odd when the LA fires and lack of available home insurance have devastated so many of those American families, and FEMA gave them just $770 under Biden, the same with the people in Maui. But how many millions and even billions over the years has FEMA given to support illegal immigration? What do you think? Shouldn't our tax dollars go towards helping American families affected by natural disasters rather than funding high-end accommodations for migrants? 3. Trump's sovereign wealth fund proposal. Let's switch gears and talk economics. President Trump recently announced plans for a US-based sovereign wealth fund, a move aimed at leveraging public resources more effectively. This idea isn't new. Countries with huge surplus often use such funds for strategic investments. Conservative commentators have mixed views on this proposal. Some see potential economic benefits, while others worry about government overreach into private markets. But here's my take. If done right, and I emphasize if, this could be a smart way to grow America's wealth without raising taxes or increasing debt, something both sides should theoretically support. If done wrong, it could incentivize US government officials to be incentivized for profit, rather than what's best for the people. For example, if the government holds shares and equity in a company, are they then incentivized to let that company get away with things they shouldn't, or to make decisions that will benefit that company and not the American people? Could it be like large hedge funds who own large percentages of many US companies, get to dictate the company's message, but instead it's the US government? Could this replace or rival the Wall Street and hedge fund control of companies, with US government control instead? And also, can we trust Washington not to mess it up with incompetence and corruption? That remains to be seen. There are lots of questions about how this will turn out. It could be great, or it could be terrible. We'll report more on this as it develops. 4. Trump's approval ratings. Now onto something every politician loves talking about: approval ratings. A recent CBS poll shows President Trump enjoying higher ratings than ever before, 53% overall, and particularly strong support among Republicans at 84%. Of course, not everyone agrees he deserves such high marks. Opinions remain sharply divided along party lines as usual. But what does this mean? Is America finally waking up to see through all the noise created by mainstream media? Or is there genuinely widespread support for his policies and how much he has gotten done in such a short space of time? You decide. Fifth, executive orders on immigration. Last, but certainly not least, those executive orders on immigration. These changes aim directly at redefining U.S.-Mexico border enforcement strategies, among other things. Some big moves include stricter vetting processes and potential legal changes around birthright citizenship, all part of an effort described as enhanced vetting by DHS officials. These actions have stirred quite the debate across different media outlets, from the New York Times criticizing them as overly aggressive to conservative outlets praising their effectiveness. So here's my question. Do these measures represent real change or just another round of political posturing? How much of an impact do you feel they will have? Let me know your perspective in the comments. I love to read them, and I try to reply to all. And speaking perspective, here's mine. Well, it looks like Trump means serious business when it comes down protecting our borders. And it's already having huge positive impacts, which I never could have predicted so soon. Personally, I'm pumped and optimistic so far about the next 4 years and more. That wraps up today's episode, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you found these updates informative and maybe even entertaining. I hope I've earned a like or subscription from and tune in next time for your daily brief.